Hey, good morning. Welcome to the morning after with JP and Big Joe. I'm JP. Big Joe, why don't you tooch that beard for me if you're there? Beautiful. Thank you so much, Joe. How you doing, buddy? Anyway, it's just me today. Just wanted to say welcome to the morning after. Me and Joe have already had our weekly conversation. We pre-recorded it this week. This is live right now. It is 10 o'clock on March 4th. This is the real JP talking to you live. There are going to be some changes going on with the show. We are going to come out with season two. We're going to announce that really soon, but we're going to take a quick little break. And we're going to call that season one. This is our 30th episode of the morning after. We're really happy that we made it this far. We're really happy that you guys joined us. Uh, you know, you know, this whole during this journey. So yeah, season two's coming up. There's going to be some changes to the show, new format, all sorts of fun, uh, you know, new features. But we're still going to have the same interviews. Still going to be me and Joe, but a lot of cool new things to introduce. So that's what's going on. So we're going to take a little break after this week. We're going to come back with season two. It's going to be much better, and hopefully you enjoy it. As I said, me and Joe had a conversation earlier this week. We pre-recorded it. I'm going to be playing it for you guys here in a minute. Thanks for watching. That's all I got to say. It's been 30 episodes. I mean, I don't know. I could sit here and reflect, but I don't know. I don't really have much to say. I just want to say thanks because I'm really happy that everyone's been joining us live and in the replays. I noticed that a lot of you guys watch on YouTube after the fact, so I can't thank you enough. I am here live, so I am going to be playing the interview with Big Joe. Well, it's not an interview; it's our conversation. It's like a podcast. What's up, Dio? Yay, P. That's me. Coach Lore's here. What's up? How's it going? So anyway, yeah, I'm going to play the interview, not the interview, the conversation. I've made that mistake twice now, but I'm going to be hanging out with you guys in the chat, and yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Thank you so much again for joining us. Um, Maybe we'll see you next week. Maybe we'll do something next week, but it's not going to be a normal episode. But season two is coming soon. So enjoy this conversation with Big Joe. And like I said, I'll be hanging out in the chat with you. Let's talk some shit. So have a good one, guys.
I got up this morning, I crawled out of my bed. My back was really aching, my eyes were cherry red. It's just the morning after, I don't remember who was here. I'll eat a slice of that cold pizza and wash it down with warm beer. I got that not so fresh feeling from my head down to my toes. I think I had a good time. Heaven only knows. It's just the morning after. Lord, it's funky up in here. Help me now, yeah. I'll eat a slice of cold pizza and wash it down with warm beer. Yeah, you got it now. Hey.
Yeah, you got it now. Hey, welcome to the morning after with JP and Big Joe. I am JP. Right over there is Big Joe. How you doing, Big Joe?
Hey there, what's going on? It's funky up in here.
It never gets old. But say goodbye to that intro. It's gonna be, if not the last time you hear it, it's gonna be one of the last times you hear it. We're in the process of revamping things around here, retooling the schooling. And yeah, we're gonna have a new intro. Hopefully, we're thinking. Big Joe approached me and said, "Hey, maybe the Big Blind can record a new intro version of that very song because we love that song. It's never going to go away. That is the intro. But Joe, are we going to do a big blind intro?
So I was talking to the guys in Big Blinds, and because we're talking about getting the guys and gal in Big Blind, and talking about getting back together and starting to work on stuff. We're working on music right now. Just it's a slow process, especially in the world of COVID. But I said, hey, would you guys be interested in doing a cover of that? And then I'd like to put it on the show. I'd like to, just it'd probably be chopped up and all that fun stuff. So they got back to me and said, yeah, let's do it. So I don't know if that's going to be in our set list or if it's going to be on a demo or just for the song or for the show, but it's something that we're talking about and working on.
I hadn't thought of that. It might end up being something in your guys' repertoire. Originally I figured it was sort of an exclusive thing that you guys might do for the show, but it might just be so good you could add it to your live show. Do you have any idea of because you guys are a fun ska type of group? I'd like to hear that song played by you guys because I have no idea what it's going to sound like.
Right now, I have no idea either. But I sit and listen to it, and definitely the bass lines, and where the guitars can come in. Watch it might not even be ska. Anyways, I know that as we start playing more and more, we kind of move away from the ska. The original band, Shenanigans, was a ska pop band, and this is kind of the phoenix out of the Shenanigans. We were working out at Shenanigans, and then they decided to put that to rest and start something new.
You know what they say, the phoenix rose from the Shenanigans.
Oh, the Shenanigans. So,
Yeah.
and this, I don't know, I'm excited to see what comes of it. It's
Well,
going
me
to be
too,
a lot of fun.
because Mike Rod, shout out to Mike Rod, and his wife Courtney, is it? They're sort of the masterminds of the Big Blind. They've heard the show, they've heard the song, and if they're down to put their spin on it, they must have some sort of idea. So I'm curious. I can't wait to hear it.
It was something I pushed off to the group text, and then Courtney actually hit me up individually, asked me about it. I'm like, hey, what's up with this? And so I'm really excited to hear directly from Courtney on it. So I'm like, all right, so you're saying there's a chance. I'm actually really excited, but it was just something I had an idea of because, again, it would be fun to get the name out there for the new band and maybe even whatever it is. I originally thought it was going to be exclusive too, but what if it's like the next Thriller?
It could be one of those things. Maybe this show blows up and gets way bigger than the band, and then you guys will be forced to play it at live shows.
you know, and then we hate the song.
Yeah, exactly. But the crowd's gonna be like, play the song.
That makes me think of that show, Shameless.
I've never seen it.
Oh, dude, it's a great show, but they have a cool song for their intro. It's really bass forward. And so I went looking up, and they got a lot of hits. And I was like, watch, this band's only blown up because of being the intro to this song, this TV show that's been around for, 9-10 years,
Yeah.
And it seems like they got a little bit of both. They got talent, and they also have that's the best song on there.
What band is it? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't. And I spent like weeks.
I knew you were going to forget.
I'm not. I don't pay attention to the details. I just remember if it felt good or not.
Right. Yeah. Does it feel good?
So
Does it not feel good?
I think I know her. No, I don't know her.
Are you looking it up?
I am, but
Good,
I turned off my Wi-Fi.
Oh no!
So I don't steal the Wi-Fi from my phone.
Dominique, pull that up, please.
Yeah, dude, pull it off, Dominique.
Shameless. Yeah, my parents are into that show, and I don't mean that in a bad way. My parents, they have good taste, but I gotta check that out.
It's a great show. I love it. I've been watching it for years.
I like what's his name? The guy who has the criminal wife. The guy with the felon wife. the guy from Boogie Nights and Fargo. Can't remember his name right now.
Is it William H. Macy?
Yes, I wanted to say
Yeah.
Paul Thomas Anderson for some reason. I know that's
Ooh.
not it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I only know William H. Macy from
Fargo.
I never seen Fargo. But it's the superhero shows. What was that superhero movie? Not the show. In the 90s. And they
Mystery
had Smash
Men.
Mouth. Yeah, Mystery Men.
Oh, he's the shovel. Yeah.
Those are the only one I really anyways.
Underrated movie.
That is. I think
You got
Smash Mouth really ruined the movie. Being on the soundtrack and all that fun stuff.
I thought you were about to tell me Smash Mouth does the song on Shameless that you were looking up.
The High Strung does the song on Shameless, and it's got a killer bass line that caught my attention. The High Strung.
You notice there was a little trend there going on when they were naming bands in a short period, and a lot of band names sounded like that. The High Strung and the Pretty Reckless, and
right,
yeah, interesting band title. A lot of and then in metalcore bands around that time too had like full sentences like as the band name like
meeting your brother for coffee after lunch.
Totally stuff exactly. Except it was a little more sad, a little more dark, a little more macabre than that. It was like bleeding out the womb of insanity and coffee.
Taco Tuesday.
On Taco Tuesday.
I came up with a really good band name. There was this old but I thought it was kind of metalcore-y, kind of like that. Mm-hmm. But like Asking Alexandria or whatever that is.
That was another trend, Asking Alexandria, Breaking Benjamin. Like what the fuck are these? Anyway,
why are you fucking with these people? Like, why don't you leave Alexandria and Benjamin the fuck alone?
But please go on. What was your name?
So at my work, there was this. Oh shit! I just lost it. It didn't obviously feel that
threw
good.
You off.
Yeah, you did. There was this. No, see, now I want to say it was Dominique. Oh, there it is. There was this chick that worked at my job that burnt everything, and her name was Destiny. Right?
She burnt everything.
So she gained the nickname Destiny the Destroyer. And I was like,
oh,
Destiny the Destroyer. I was like, that's kind of a cool name.
Well, there's all those metalheads at Pizza working at Pizza Pirate too. So they're probably like Destiny the Destroyer.
Dude, it sounds a little like you could go poppy if you want to, but it also sounds epic and it could be a heavy. Yeah. I mean, I was like, dude, I kind of like that. I'll save that one day. I'll write that on my backpack, for when I go to school and then tell everyone that's my band.
And then maybe one day she'll come across that band and be like, Destiny the Destroyer, no fucking way, and turn around the back and it'll say Benicia, California or something. She'll be like, motherfucker! Was she like bummed about it? Yeah, I think it's so funny that there was someone that burned stuff so much that she got known as a girl that burns things, burns everything.
Everyone, this is the new job that I'm at, so I don't know.
Oh, it is?
Pizza Pirate, I've heard, became more metal as I left. It's funny, it's always been known as the heavy metal place, in town, all the metalheads. And I did hire metalheads. It kind of came along with it, Sometimes, I try to hire normies too, but if you were a musician, you were probably getting hired, especially if you're a drummer. I'm always looking for drummers.
It's more fun.
Actually, all my bands, except for Zombie Holocaust, has a Pizza Pirate connection. And Zombie Holocaust even has a Benicia connection because of Jeremy.
I was gonna say, didn't Jeremy? He never worked at Pizza Pirate though.
No, he never did. But
okay.
Even the Big Blind, Mike Rodriguez worked at Pizza Pirate in high school. So all my bands have like Alex Winkley, Josh Branham, Nick Mamier.
Yeah.
Lumberjack was probably Matt O'Connor worked there. Chris Reifert worked there.
There you go.
All of my bands have been, and it's just us working shifts and talking about music and then daydreaming long enough to going like, damn, we have instruments. Do you want to go jam?
Joe,
that's how it started.
Well, it's awesome that, you sort of curated the staff there yourself. I thought that's pretty cool. You you handpicked a nice selection of metalheads and cool musicians and stuff, and it made for a cool vibe over there. I know we talk about Benicia a lot and we talk about Pizza Pirate a lot, but
I love it.
how sure? Okay, because Pizza Pirate's pizza is. Let's talk about the actual pizza for a second, because the pizza at Pizza Pirate is delicious, wouldn't you say? Probably some of the best you've ever had, if not the best.
I would say it's the best I've ever had, if not the absolute best.
Me too.
And two things that I'll say to it. I've had New Yorkers come into my pizza place and compliment me on my pizza.
Wow.
And then there was this one guy who would come in probably once every 3 months, and he traveled the world because we had a dock. We had all the cars come in from China and all that stuff. We get a lot of people traveling, just bringing in stuff from the boats, right?
Yeah.
And there was this one guy that came in every 3 months, and he goes, I travel the world, and this is the best calzone in the entire world. And he buys our calzones, or their calzones now.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And I took pride in my calzone too. So I made him a lovely calzone, nothing special. I just made it how I made it. And
Well,
boom.
this is the question I was going to ask, because the pizza is so good and you no longer work there. How confident are you that the integrity of the recipe, the integrity of the pizza, the flavor, the taste, how confident are you that it's going to remain, that now that you're not there because you spent, okay, now this conversation is going to be probably of no interest to anybody. But if you like pizza, please understand that Benicia, California has Pizza Pirate. It's wonderful pizza. Please go get the pizza now that I've said that. Joe, how confident are you that the recipe is going to remain intact, the integrity is going to remain?
100%.
100%. Because what is it? Like, is it posted on the wall? Is the recipe nailed to the fucking wall? Is it like written in stone?
What it is we do have it written in stone, but you start doing things for a long time. I say that with confidence because Domingo, Dirty D is creator of D's Nuts.
Is he still there?
He's still there.
Love Domingo. Guy's crazy.
Holding it down. And so you're gonna lose something when you lose him, because he's following the recipe book, but he's been doing it for so long, the recipe is in his head. So even though that you do follow directions, and he does a pretty great job, pretty damn good job of it, you do change things on accident over time. And also, I'm a big person on energy and love, and man, D puts love into that dough.
That's exactly what I mean. Like, things change. It's not just the recipe. People change. You said it the best right there. You change little things sometimes accidentally over time.
Yeah, because he doesn't even tempt the water anymore. We mix it with water, that dough, and it's supposed to be 98 degrees, and he does it by feel, by touch. Like he knows how hot it's supposed to be. He knows where the knobs are supposed to be on the thing. He just sets it up, touches it, cool, put the bucket there.
Wow.
And I've sat there with a thermometer and still fucked up that recipe.
What's the best pizza you've had outside of Pizza Pirate?
I was when I was in Denver, dude, a lot of disappointing pizza. There was a lot. I was even in Telluride and got some shitty ass pizza, man. And Telluride was probably one of the coolest places I've ever been to.
It looked amazing.
It was awesome. The only crappy thing about Telluride was you're so high up, I couldn't fucking breathe.
Yeah.
I remember even doing the show with Jose. I found a nice sunny spot, and I had to walk up this trail, walking back from it, and I thought I was going to pass out. And my only goal is to get up to where that car is so they could watch me pass out, so I don't sit here for hours fucking with my face in the dirt. But anyways, I was at my staying with my brother out in downtown Colorado in Denver. And I can't even remember it now. It cost like $100 for 3 pizzas. It was expensive, but it was award winning. It wasn't like mom and pop style, but they had only a couple chains, and it was the real thick pan crust, which is that Chicago style?
No, it's not quite Chicago style, but I know. Well, okay, so Chicago style is deep dish, but I know
Yeah.
also what you're talking about with the thick crust, the
Yeah.
pan thick. I'm not
That's
a big
Detroit.
fan of that.
I think I've heard people call it Detroit style.
It's all the real puffy, thick crust at the
Mhm.
bottom. It's almost like a fucking focaccia bread or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
go on.
put in a pan and then it raises to the pan and they put the sauce on the top. You don't dig that?
It's good, but just give me pizza. You know,
See,
like
I can agree.
I ordered it accidentally one time because I didn't know what it was. It was like, oh, a special pan crust pizza. I forgot what they called it. I think I even got it from Pizza Hut or something. But you know, that's obvious. You know,
that might be your problem.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it might be the Pizza Hut, but I
Who
like
knows
you know
what kind of shit they're putting in their dough. It's not love.
I will say, but when I quickly need a pizza, quickly Pizza Hut is out of it's probably to me the best out of the chains, but I'd rather go to like a but anyway, I'm getting off track here. I got it accidentally because I wasn't sure what that meant. It said like pan crust or whatever, and I had my mind set on pizza, and I got that, and I was like, so it fucked me up. So I think for life, I'm gonna hold a grudge against it.
You know what I could understand, because I go to certain places and I order the same thing and I don't deviate, because if I want a good breakfast, there's a place up here called oh man, I call it everything but its real name. Ed,
like most things.
Yeah. It's called Ed Idlewise. It's called Idlewise. And I call it Eisenhower. I call it Ed Whistle. Like, I just try to call it anything but yeah.
Like the guy from the Who?
Yeah.
Wait, so what is it actually called? That's a weird name. Idlewise?
It's Idlewise, and it might be their name. There's two here. But
how do you spell that? Idlewise?
Man, you know I can't even spell my name.
Forget it then. But it just sounds fucking weird. They're asking for it. It's
they are.
You want to remember the name. You don't want to have to be like, what's that shit called? Blah 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 blah.
You want to go to? I'm like, hey, you want to go to Eisenhower's? Like what? Like Ed Whistle? Like the fucking the thing.
I'm looking on Google. I don't see Eisenhower's Pizza.
Right? No, this is a breakfast place. It's not a pizza place.
Oh, sorry, breakfast place.
But the thing is they have like 48 omelets on the menu.
Just 48 varieties of the
oh man, yeah. I get the same one every time. Me and Jaden actually went there the other day and we ordered the same thing. We're like, you don't need menus.
Man, they should really just have like a build your own at that point.
I'm sure you could, but it's not. I don't remember seeing it on the menu. I think you could.
That's an old school fucking diner thing. You go to an old greasy spoon and you look and you see like 58 fucking different variants of the same breakfast plate. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, it's wonderful over there. And I would go there every Saturday until they started making me work Saturday mornings. So I think I'm going to make it my Sunday routine just to get out, and I'd hit the farmer's market too, just to spread my money here locally.
Yeah.
Through the farmer's market, I buy peppers and I buy kettle corn, jalapeno kettle corn.
Beautiful. Yeah, I was going to ask what you get at the farmers. We go to one on Sundays as well. What do they have there? They got like fresh veggies and fruit. You get some fruit down there?
Yeah, veggies, fruit. If I don't buy it, but Jaden likes to get it. He likes to buy the $17 block of cheese that's locally made up here.
That sounds amazing. I wish they had that at my fucking farm.
Right? Oh, he loves it. I bought some goat cheese up here. You know, because
you probably have a great. Is it big? This farmer's market?
It's not that big. It's
okay.
It's actually not, but they do pack a lot of things into it. It's in like a horseshoe shape, so they'll do it. But rain or shine, almost every Saturday out of the year. I moved up here being told that it was every Saturday of the year, and I went there the Saturday after Thanksgiving and nothing.
Maybe they took the holiday weekend off.
Yeah, but you know what? Those goats and those cows didn't take the holiday off. You know, they still got milked.
They're still pumping that cheese out. That's how it works, right? It comes out just as cheese immediately.
Yeah,
you just
like a block.
You pull the nipple and then in the back of the bucket, like pa-ting. Well, that sounds like a nice farmer's market. I mean, like I said, we have one in down there in Garden Grove, and it's just like one street long. There's not a whole lot to choose from, but there's one guy we like to get our vegetables from, and oh my God, he sold us a cabbage that was like fucking this big. It was insane.
Love it. I love it.
Because this is real this is real shit. These motherfuckers are really growing this shit. It wasn't no genetically modified Safeway farm or whatever the fuck. You know, it's like they picked that shit this morning and drove it over here. Really,
Exactly. They picked it at like probably like 2:30 in the morning.
exactly.
I know
I'm
that's
stoked to hear that you're going and supporting them. That's good.
just trying to. Other than that, the pizza place, I still buy pizza up here. Which what are they called? Pizza Express, not the same one out of Castro Valley that I know of. It could be. It could have been a chain that people.
You know, Benicia Pizza Pirate is tied in my heart with Pizza Express, and that's saying a lot because I grew up with Pizza Express since I was a kid. You know what I mean? And then I had Pizza Pirate. I was like, well, this is just as good, but they're different. Pizza Express, the very thin crust, Castro Valley, New York style, but whereas Benicia is just a little different, a little chunkier pizza, Pizza Pirate. But damn, man, God, I could talk about pizza all fucking day. Shout out to Pizza Express in Castro Valley and Pizza Express in is it Auburn?
Auburn.
Yeah, Pizza Express. Get them fast. That's
Ooh.
they both emphasize how fast their pizza is. Express, like
that had to be a real big thing in the 80s with deliveries and stuff like that.
a lot of gimmicks.
They get 30 minutes or less and all that stuff, and now you kind of people stop really caring about how fast it is. People realize that they don't want fast food anymore.
Look
they're
at
a little tired of
DoorDash.
it.
It doesn't take like forever for your food to come.
I've had food just not show up, and I've even tried to cancel it. Like, dude, what is going on? Just I don't know. It also depends on. I even tried the DoorDash where I'm at now, out in the country. I'm outside of the city limits of Auburn, and got a lot of green, got a lot of animals. Seeing wild animals. Actually, right
What
outside.
kind of wild animals?
I have a deer. I actually been tracking this deer that likes to trot through right out my front door because I can see fresh track marks coming up this hill. And actually, when we were recording the last Thursday, because I'm right in front of a window, right in front of me, I can view outside of my yard. I have a fig tree right out here that's naked, and I have a fence line to my neighbor's house, and it's boards with chicken wire going all the way up, And I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a fox. And we were talking, and I almost went like, oh my God, there's a fox right there. But we were talking about some shit. I think we were talking to Yellow Boots.
Man.
And it turns out it was a bobcat. But there's times where, it was a big cat. And so I'll see deers. I'll see baby deer.
That's scary as fuck. A bobcat.
And a bobcat. So we found there's actually we meant to go get it. Something got a deer, a baby deer. I don't know how big the deer was, but it got dragged down to the creek down here by one of the animals. And now it's just all bones. They got picked dry by all the birds and all the animals kind of going on.
Oh.
So, but I mean, so you got that. We're known for having rattlesnakes out here, but I've never seen one.
Well.
And I've spent a lot of time out here as a kid
before you see it. Hopefully,
and there's a lot of tall grass too, so you gotta keep that all kind of set up. A lot of spiders, big old spiders that I've never seen. My favorite was like
ever want to live where you live, man,
dude.
Ever.
So my first week being up here, we have a pool, right? So we've been going swimming. It's hot as balls up here, so we're going swimming, and I have a little post out there that we all put our swimming trunks on, and it's outside. So we went to go back, me and the kids, we're going to go back swimming again. And I always know, like, hey, shake out your stuff just in case if a spider gets in there, but this particular time I didn't shake out my swimming trunks. And I get in there and I jump into the pool, and you have to walk like across the field, go over to a fence, and it's actually in the next property. But we own it. It's my grandmother's house. I jump in the pool, and then I feel something on my butt. I'm like, what the hell? And I reach down my swimming trunks and I pull up a spider. And I'm like, okay, this guy stuck with me the whole way from over here and walking all the way here, and then bit me the second I got in the water. So, of course, I was with my little kids and my mother. And I go, hey, Mom, you want to do something awkward? And she goes, yeah, what? And I turn around and just show her my butt cheek. And I was like, how swollen is that? Like, do I need to go to the hospital? Like a spider? I don't know what kind of spider this is.
Man.
And she goes, no.
Did it hurt like a motherfucker? Or
but I felt it. It was a pinch. It was definitely.
He got you.
That's weird. Not like, hey, my arm kind of feels weird. Maybe it'll go away, or
Because
you
I
know,
don't think you normally would feel a spider bite, right?
no, like it got me good, and it was just like a little bump. It was just a little
Yeah.
a brown spider, so it wasn't any
Well,
type of
that's what would scare me if I saw a little brown spider bite me. Them little brown recluses or whatever.
yeah, that's maybe it didn't get me as good as I thought. I'm more
Mhm.
afraid of the black widows because they're huge up here. So anywhere
Okay,
there's
well, if you get hit by a black widow, you're not gonna die. You know, like like it's gonna be painful, but you can get the venom out. Go to the doc as long as you go to the doctor soon. Like
yeah.
it won't affect you that bad. A brown recluse, that shit'll eat your flesh, man. That's
Well,
what I'm worried about.
I still got my flesh. This was the beginning of summer. My butt looks. I checked this morning. My butt is looking good.
Good.
I've been doing that Tybo on VHS.
Oh, typo Billy Blanks.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw Billy Blanks live.
Did you?
One time I was at a fitness convention and me and Laura were like, "Oh, what's going on over here?" There was like 80 people, and sure enough, Billy Blanks was on stage doing his fucking Taibo kickboxing thing. I was like, "Shit, let's get in there." So we
Dude, that's
we were
so awesome.
we joined up with like 80, 90 people doing the fucking kickboxing thing. I don't know how effective it is, but that guy sure did market himself pretty well.
We had the whole set, man. Just like what, 3 boxes of VHSs of yeah. I don't think I even got past the first or second tape. So I'm not like no Tybo expert, but I don't think anybody got through the first or second tape.
Well, that you know what? It's all at that point. Billy's got your money. He's
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, Billy, yeah, dude, and he's still around. He looks good. I
Yeah.
saw him on a commercial not too long ago. He has a new commercial out with like
Geico.
Geico or something. Is it
Yeah.
Geico?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That commercial's so fucking funny, and I like it for his backup dancers. He he had to get those people like, all right, so here's the moves. Like they probably
Yeah.
don't even know who the fuck that guy is.
That's
You
funny. I
know?
thought the exact same thing when I saw it too. I was like, those people were hired to be like, okay, do everything he does. Pretend you're one of Billy Blank's guys, and they're like, who's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. They're just sitting there going like, okay, time to dance. Okay. I'm like, dude, I don't know. But he was a smart guy, and then at the end of the day, yeah, you did have your money.
Billy Blank sort of turned heel in my eyes because I was watching Shark Tank, and his son pitched. His son was on the tank, in the tank, and he was pitching his own sort of is not, I don't want to say Zumba because he was pretty clear that it was not Zumba, but it was a sort of an inspired kind of dance sort of fitness sort of thing. And he didn't say that his dad was Billy Blanks. He just kind of did his pitch, and then eventually they got to him, and he said, "Yeah, well, my dad's Billy Blanks." And they're like, "Well, how come Billy Blanks didn't invest in you?" And he just basically said, like, he just told me that you're on your own kind of thing, and like he just didn't invest a single dollar in like Billy
It's like,
Blanks.
son, you ripped me off, so fuck you. Go to Shark Tank.
I don't know if it was like a you ripped me off thing, but it was like he definitely told his son like, I'm not going to help you monetarily in any way.
That automatically
That's
makes
fucked up.
that makes me think of and we talked about them in the earlier episode. Stephen King. Now, Stephen King has this vast universe, this story that he connects all of it to. Well, his son was writing stories too and started to build his own universe too. His name is Joe something, but he just got a show on Netflix called Lock and Key.
Wait, did he build it off of the King universe, or is it separate from the King universe?
It's separate, but it's almost the same exact thing, and they even make references to the King's universe. Like it's like almost like the same thing. Like, hey, this isn't Brazilian, drunken boxing. This is Californian fucking. This is supposed to go on an app. Like, chill out. It's not VHS.
That's tough because it's art, right? Like, you can't really.
Yeah.
Wow.
But and then again, the King, I don't see him promoting his son's stuff. Like, hey, check out my boy's thing. I don't know. I don't follow the King, Stephen King that well.
Interesting. He is a good follow on Twitter, though. I do recommend following.
Is he?
Stephen
Is
King.
he a funny guy?
He's funny. He's funny. But I just feel like Billy Blanks could have, helped him, get his foot in the door somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, because he is trying to make his own shit. He's trying to, he's not sitting there going like, "Oh, Dad, where's my check?" Or being some spoiled kid off a successful father. He's actually trying to make his own damn workout video, and it's different than Billy Blanks. And Billy Blanks told him, "Fuck you." He told him, "Fuck you."
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, Billy's probably sitting there going like real original. Like, okay, whatever. You could have done.
I will admit, I did not think of it that way until you just brought that to my attention. I'm like, well, fuck.
Because I'm trying to relate to, I'm pushing my kids to play music. So chances like he has a couple guitars, but I was talking to Jaden the other day, and I was like, hey, dude, why don't you pick up this bass? So if you watch the son of a bass player, you don't have that stigma towards it. You go like, oh, he's second generation. Just like Matt O'Connell. His dad was a drummer.
I didn't know that.
Slave from the original drummer from Hatchet. His dad's a drummer. I think there's a couple more in our scene.
How do you How do you get your kid into something without like making it seem like you're forcing it on him or pushing it on him, without trying too hard? How do you do as a dad?
You can't, because I've tried to get my kids to do different things, and it's a subconscious thing that they have to stumble upon themselves. Like I watch with my oldest son. He spends a lot of time in his mind and his sci-fi fictional worlds and building stories and all that stuff. And that's exactly how I was. I never wanted to really be here. I was on the Millennium Falcon with all the dope dudes, and that's where my son's at. But they grew up watching all these adventures with me. And if anytime I go, dude, you should read this book, and they're like, fuck you. So what music?
I would have said the same thing.
Right?
I was a sassy little kid. I probably would have done the same thing.
But now Jaden, the other day, we hop in the car and he goes, hey, can I play some music? And I'm like, oh, we're going to listen to something lame. Like, whatever. And he puts on Nirvana. I'm like, dude, this is cool, but can we just not listen to Teen Spirit? And
so what do you think he was going to listen to? What else does he like? Whoops. Whoa, sorry about that. What happened? I pressed a key on my keyboard accidentally. Dominique did.
So what do you think about that? You know what? He's actually into a lot of the 90s stuff that's coming along, like Soundgarden. He's really into Beck right now.
Really?
And he was smart
Beck?
enough. He was listening to that song Loser. And what made me realize that he's going to be a musician, but he just doesn't want to do it right now, is, or at least in a music enthusiasts, was that song Loser. He put on Loser, right? And he goes, like, how are they making that noise? It starts off with the slide. And he was smart enough to know that was odd.
Yeah.
And he was like, how are they doing that? I go, oh, and I explained it to him. It was probably over his head. And he's like, what the fuck ever, shut up. Started from the beginning so I could listen to it again. But he was still smart enough to. So, but he's in the Green Day. And he's
point is, he was interested.
Yeah, dude. He's into a lot of rock and stuff. What it is because they're both my kids are huge gamers. He is finding game soundtracks. Like he had Paradise City, this game called Burnout Paradise City. And of course, Guns N' Roses Paradise City played the whole fucking time. So a couple of years ago, we had a family party, and we did karaoke, and he went up there and sang all Paradise City and fucking rocked the house, and no one knew that he was able to sing, and I mean, he's not a good singer or anything, but he was able to do all of Paradise City, and my family's sitting there going like, what the fuck? I'm like,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
I've gotten into music through video games for sure.
So he'll come up with something new, and he's in the Green Day. I was before the pandemic where we're gonna go see. It was Green Day, and somebody else lame, and the Interrupters in San Francisco. I think it was. I can't remember who it was. It was someone that I really didn't care. And Green Day. I mean, I'll listen to Green Day. I've tried to listen to Green Day a bunch of times, like put on an album, and their only good songs are the ones that made it to the radio. Everything else, I can't connect with.
I disagree, man. But I'm different though. I grew up loving Green Day, Kerplunk and Dookie, those two albums especially. In elementary school, like I knew them front to back. I've recently been going back and listening to them, like, oh my god, they're so good. They just fell off a cliff, in my opinion, Green Day, but I don't know. That's a whole nother podcast. I could talk about Green Day for hours. But you didn't care about them when you were growing up, though, right?
I remember hearing it, and then once I saw them, like, what's up with this image? And I don't know. I think that was my appeal to thrash. It was like those were dudes like normal looking dudes with the jeans and the black t-shirts or whatever. And that's what I always thought looked cool. So I didn't think Green Day really looked that cool. But just the walking bass lines, I mean, you know, me being a bass player, and hearing different things like Long View, like there's still stuff that I even try to figure out how to play. I don't know. I'll give it to them. I'm going back and listening to a lot of 90s music too, and falling in love with it. All the songs that were on TV that we were watching for, you know, cool music to come on, you know, MTV, and then you have to sit through all this pop music and all these lame things. And I don't know. I kind of grown to love the late 90s, early 2000s, all that pop stuff, all the stuff they played.
How do you? I mean, since you said you know, Green Day had a certain look, you know, they didn't look. Well, you know, we had our metalhead sort of look, black clothes and stuff, and then Green Day had a different sort of look. That's what you were sort of getting at. Sounds like.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
what about Primus? Because I know you're into Primus. Primus sort of walked the line, right?
They walked the line, but you know, to be completely honest, I didn't get into Primus until my mid-20s, so they were already kind of off doing other things. I never actually liked Primus. Like, I met Josh and Sam from Josh from Fog of War and Sam Zerner, amazing artist, and he records all of us. They were super into Primus, and I was like, dude, Primus sucks. And they're like, yeah, exactly. And I'm like, no, Primus fucking sucks.
No, I mean it.
Yeah, and they're like, no, exactly. And they're like, Primus sucks. I'm like, fuck you guys, Primus sucks.
Oh.
So it wasn't until two things. One, just getting into funk. I started hanging out with this guy named Kelvin. And I've talked about Kelvin before. He is my bass guy. He fixes up all my basses, and no one else can do it better than Kelvin does. But he was super into the groove aspect of the bass. He was a bassist. So I liked hanging out with him because he was showing me just different techniques. You know, I was all about speed and the solo, and he was all about the notes you don't play, you know, and the groove and the funk and slowing it down.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot from him. And then one year we went and saw Les Claypool on one of his New Year shows, and it blew my mind. And just me already being into funk at the time, getting into the funk bass, getting into the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Flea. It just took me to kind of open my mind up a little bit because they were fucking weird. They weren't
weird. Yeah.
They weren't weird like when you saw Green Day. You're like, all right, you guys are. They were a different kind of weird, you know, with the ties and the makeup and all that stuff. But Green Day, or I mean,
that was later in Green Day's career. That's not the Green Day I like. That's later.
And then you see bands like Rancid where they're all punked out, but then they're playing like a poppy ska, and I'm like, what? Like, or even you hear the name Rancid, I'm like, dude, I'm not into that grindcore punk, even though I got into that like in the early 2000s too. Falling in love with that, going to Burnt Ramen every weekend and seeing the energy of that. Like, that's what got me into playing speed, because, you know, I'm actually not a really big speed guy. I like the kind of the heavy and the not so much slower, but I'm not all about the brutal and the speed. I don't think I'd be good in a death metal band, you know. I mean, maybe I would.
Fast doesn't equal good, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, just you meet guys who try to play things as fast as they can. I mean, Fog of War, I mean, we definitely tried to play as fast as we could. And I thought we did play pretty fast. Violation, when we played pretty fast. Definitely. But I'm not fully happy. I remember when going to Zombie Holocaust and being able to kind of slow it down and get funky, and I could tell Dan was getting funky with me too. And then you guys, you and Jordan came in there, and man, we just added so much color to it, to where like I was like, this is metal, you know, like breaking rules and just doing things fucking ass backwards, not because it like we're supposed to, but because, you know, like that's what all the early thrash guys did. They took all their influences and they just kind of did it their way.
Yeah.
You know, and that turned into whatever metal they were doing. Like, the Innovators weren't trying to make thrash metal, or the Innovators weren't trying to make death metal.
No, they just made whatever they made.
They just, I mean, even Chuck from Death, he just said, dude, I just consider myself a metal band.
Yeah, because everyone said that he was the father of death metal and stuff. He's like, okay, what, you know, I just play.
I'm just in a metal band, you know. So I don't know. There's all that. When you're younger, image is a big part of it because you're trying to figure out your image, and all that fun stuff and what is cool. I mean, I remember at a young age, I decided wearing all black was dope. Like I thought that was cool. And I still wear mostly all black to this day.
Me too.
I try to add a little color in here and there, and do little weird things, but it has to be all black shirts, black shoes, black socks.
Cadillac, time bomb. Black
dude, I love that song.
Cat.
Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite albums too.
Yeah. Which one's the Out Come the Wolves?
Out Come the Wolves.
Yeah, good one. What was the one before that? That's it. The one with like
I want to say
radio on it, and
I'm
is
not
it
actually 100%. That might have been Radio Havana. You know what? There's only 3 albums that I really like held to my heart for Rancid. It was the first album, just because that was just so, the bass in that was just so fucking good.
Ridiculous.
And that's actually, that like changed my world when I heard that too. That's when I started walking, was through watching Matt Freeman do all this stuff. Again, Mike Rodriguez showed me how to do a lot of that stuff, and Mike showed me Primus. Here's the song DMV.
Dude, I saw this video. Speaking of when we were talking about style, I want Primus. I was watching Primus videos last week, and I saw this video of them in '97, like around the Brown album like era, and their clothes and their style is hilarious. They are literally Blink-182. It is so funny. Yeah.
Was it a live video?
Yeah, it was like, those Rock Palast concerts.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. I think I might have. Yeah. Watch this one.
Look at Larry. Look at Les. What the fuck? He's Mark Hoppus, straight up from Blink. He's got a chain. Look at that chain.
He tried to dress like. I mean, he's wearing khakis.
He's wearing khakis.
They did that on purpose.
You think? Because this was kind of the style around '97. Look at Larry's. They straight up look like Blink-182.
I don't know. I think he did that on purpose, because you know what? Around the same time, you might be able to find it. They did a radio interview. How I came across this video, I found a live radio interview where they were playing in between the interview. And I can't remember. Oh, I love that stomp.
Oh, when he walks around the stage. Yeah, he's like a fucking silly walk, a Monty Python silly walk. It's amazing.
And then, just getting into it, once I started watching him going, I was like, dude, I want to play like Les. He does cool chords, which I suck at chords. But just that full stroke. I didn't pick that up from him, but just watching bass players do that full on power chords with the root, the fifth, and the octave.
By the stroke, are you talking about that flick he's sort of doing, like the pickle juice flick?
I always tried to make it look like I was doing a magic trick, like I was like, boom. I'd always hit it, bring it back, like, whoa, Like
I love this style.
I don't know. They weren't dressed. They weren't dressed like this at the other video, which it looked like. This and the hair's a dead giveaway. He put gel in his hair and slicked it back, and the chain, the douchebag chain.
But you think this was a joke?
Yeah,
because I see no indication of this being a joke, because this was '97. This is full on in that time. But it could be a joke because I've never seen them wear clothes like this. Well, I've seen Larry. Larry wears clothes like this a lot. But Les makes me think it's a joke. The other guys, they're dressed like the kids at school, like all the cool kids that wore the Zero shirts, and all the cool kids that made fun of me for watching Power Rangers. I got that too.
Yeah, dude. And then everyone's like, Power Rangers is dope. Years later, I'm like, what? I got made fun of.
Me too.
You fuckers.
I told you about my split X-Men Power Rangers sweatshirt, right, on an earlier broadcast. Yeah, I had a sweater. It was probably some bootleg shit. It was half fucking half X-Men, half Power Rangers, and I got made fun of because apparently over the summer Power Rangers had become uncool. So I came to school with it, and everyone clowned me for it. I was like, okay, never wearing that again. I guess Power Rangers is no longer cool.
I got made fun of for wearing Star Wars stuff.
They had no idea what was to come. That's bad
right?
foresight
Like,
by those kids.
I will say when I got into high school, I was where I mean it was the dopest one from it was the prequels though when it came out. But I'm such a big Star Wars fan that I love the prequels. Um,
Yeah, a
and
lot of people do, right? I mean, you're not the only one.
yeah, I mean, Jar Jar Binks did suck, but I didn't like want to kill him. And I saw the humor in it. I'm like, okay, like, yeah, this is kind of ridiculous. Like, what? Oh, he added it in there to be funny. Like, yeah, you didn't need to add that in there to be funny. You didn't need that comic relief. But I remember.
Yeah, that's not why we watch, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had this tan T-shirt, and it was Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul fighting, like in the scene right before Qui-Gon Jinn gets chopped gets killed, and then before Obi-Wan Kenobi chops him in half with a little force field, pointless walls are. What were the point of those? I don't know. But I got made fun of.
Yeah.
And then nerd culture, like, that really sucked. That was a blow to me when comic books became cool, and just nerd culture became kind of like a normal thing. And I'm like, man, I got made fun of so hardcore for being the nerdy, the nerdy kid, and that's what made like metal special to me too, because there was no metalheads in my school except for me and a few select other people.
I wasn't a huge fan, even though I was in a metal band and playing gigs and trying to be successful. I wasn't very thrilled about the big metal boom of the late 2000s. Around 2006, 2007, 2008. Because of Guitar Hero, you had shows on like that metal show on VH1. Metal was like cool. Jack Black is over there going like the metal and stuff. Like it was as popular as it had ever been, and I thought it was just cheesy as fuck because all the mainstream metal at that time was not. I was not into any of it, and I just felt like, this is something that was born out of very organically, and it just when it gets put on such a huge pedestal in a corporate sort of fashion like that, or it really sort of rubs me the wrong way. It just seems very not ingenuine, I guess.
Yeah, and that's what I've always liked. Like I was saying about thrash metal, what brought me to it because of the genuineness of it. It just seemed more honest than wearing corpse paint. I never wore corpse paint before. I almost did once, but
I bet you got a pair of camo shorts though.
Dude, I wore actual military grade camos. I bought them from the actual Army surplus store out of Vallejo.
And you probably told everybody too. You'd be like, "These are official military grade."
No, so I was proud. I was proud that they were military grade. But I don't know, something about the cam. I remember when I found my first camouflage jacket too. I fucking found that shit in the field. Yeah, and I wore that shit like until, I mean, it was nasty. I put it on like, and I just wouldn't stop wearing it. I never even washed that thing.
It's all sweaty.
Oh, dude, it was in the dirt. It was probably some homeless guy tossed it because he probably did something nasty to it. I love that thing.
Smells like the pier,
dude. It smelled like Teen Spirit.
Yeah, did we ever get an answer on what exactly the smell of Teen Spirit is?
I don't know. I kind of felt like that it was the musky smell of.
The video looked rather musky, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Teen Spirit. I don't know what's Teen Spirit. Is that jizz?
Yeah.
That's what Teen Spirit smells like.
I imagine it's it's a metaphor of some sort. But we'll never know, sadly, because the rock star Kurt Cobain is no longer with us.
I bet you Courtney knew.
Number one rock guitarist all time. Just kidding. But he always ends up on those lists, though, doesn't he?
I mean, just even listening to it the other day, trying to in my mind, trying to figure out how to play it to show my son. And I was like, man, this guy made a pretty good living off of what he was playing wasn't that hard, but he put a lot into it. He put a lot of soul into it.
And he played it well. The riffs that he played, like you can see him fucked up. Like he was a talented guy because he'd be hammered on stage and shit like that. And you can go watch footage of him playing guitar. He pulled it off pretty fucking well. He was a pretty good guitar player, and he could play his riffs well. But were those riffs like anything like special? I don't know.
I think that was the whole point, though, because that's why they said the grunge killed metal at the time, or thrash metal, because those guys just came up and played strummy things, and really.
I love it.
I don't know. I mean, that's what Violation Wound. I mean, we're not really trying to go in there and do anything too technical. We're trying to play fast, but I mean, it's really just very simple stuff. It's just how it's played and how the energy comes up, and our songwriting process is actually a lot of fun and really easy, and a lot of it's not even stressful at all. And then once you record it, and then you put all the layers on top of it, and you put Chris's vocals on it. Chris spends a lot of time writing stuff, and man, he has the guy comes up with so much, and he's tossing material because it's too old. The stuff that we were going to write for this new album, he's tossed 3 or 4 songs because you're like, that sat on the shelf for too long. Let's just do something different.
Well,
and
nobody
normally
else
you
knows that,
right? Well, no, I know. I mean, just the guy's just constantly writing. He's constantly working. I mean, before the pandemic, he was in the studio 7 times. He was on 7 releases. I'm
jealous of him. I wish I could do that.
I know. I think that's why subconsciously I made the goal of, all right, I have 5 projects in the works right now. I need to be in the studio for all 5 of those this year. Or that just shows I did no work last year. I just sat around and watched Power Rangers. No, I sat around. I sat around and watched Power Rangers and played bass at the same time. So I want to show.
You were building chops.
Yeah, I was trying to be productive in my lazy. I spent a lot of time sleeping last year, which was kind of funny because I realized last night that it wasn't really good quality sleep. I'm just now starting to get quality sleep, and researching that subject, and it is really important. Going to bed early and rising early. As lame as that sounds, I'm really trying to work on that, and it's definitely changed how I feel just physically. So.
Well, spring chickens we are not, my friend. We are.
I know
it. We are getting way up there. Wow. Yeah. I was looking at Facebook memories from 10 years ago, and I was like, wow, that goes by pretty fast time.
It definitely does, man. Especially I have 2 walking sex trophies that keep getting older and older, and I'm like, man, I'll get a memory back from when they were 5 and 2, just running around the house fucking crazy. And now I get them and they just want to lay in their beds and look at their phone.
Yeah, and they've got chest hair and stuff.
Dude, Chance's got a mustache. I was sitting here giving him shaving advice, here, this is how you want to do it, and he's like, oh, okay, Dad, thanks for the advice. I'm like, fuck.
Man, you should have seen my mustache when I was trying to grow it out. Right now I'm still, oh man, I'm trying to get all my facial hair back because I shaved everything a couple weeks ago. But
shaved at the same time.
Yeah, we did. We really shocked our viewers. Man, if you could see the mustache that I called a mustache back when I was first growing facial hair for the first time, it was just dirt. It was just dirt. Mustache.
I couldn't get the mustache. What I was able to get was they were chops, and they came in. I called them the Wolverine chops, and they came down, and it stopped right here where the goatee is. So I just had that, and it grew in like that.
Are those mutton chops? I've heard mutton chops described. I think those might be mutton chops.
If it's that, I don't know. The mutton chops is when you connect it with the mustache, though, right?
Oh, it is.
Take that out. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, that's a cool look. Man.
It comes down and then you just have nothing on the chin.
Why didn't you do that?
Because that's where all my hair is, man.
Oh, I'm a fool.
Because even doing this, I pulled out strings. I'm like, oh, there goes all that hair.
I'm tripping. Yeah, you'd be throwing away a lot of progress there.
So but when I did shave, I did come up with the possibility of coming to the conclusion that I was probably gonna be cutting this off. To restart. See, this doesn't look good with it all like that.
Well, it was very regretful when I shaved my face. So I wouldn't cut it, man. I wouldn't cut it unless you really know it's time.
Every time I've shaved my beard, I regretted it. Except for this. I had to do that because the mask, wearing masks at work, just because it really did look like I was a crazy hobo. And where I work now, you know, like they're like, who is this crazy freaking? They thought I was like undercover or something. You know, I was trying to score drugs or something.
Or like, you know, you're one of the guys on Good Behavior.
I was approached one day. They're like, we don't recognize your van. It's a beat up 15-seater van, you know, with metal stickers on the back and like.
So the inmates are is that
No,
what you're talking about?
no, it was actual police officers. I was approached by police officers.
Okay.
You know, because and of course my registration's not due or not current.
Oh my God, Joe.
I know.
Pull
So I
up to
drive
jail with bad
every
tags.
day. I back that shit into in a certain spot so they can't see it.
Oh my God, that's great.
I've been doing it for 2 months.
Wow, you savage, you.
So, but I'm missing a part and I couldn't smog the van. So I just got it smogged. I had to go to a pick and pull, which I never done before. And I went to the pick and pull last week and pulled out a part out of one of the vans that was all fucked up. And it's a really
Pick and
hard
pull's fun, right?
Yeah, it was a really hard part to find. And I got lucky that I found it there. My first try, the first van, they only had 3 of my vans. The first try, I found it, and then I was like, "Well, I'm just going to go check out the other 2 vans just to see what's going on." And they were just the engine was gone, like the hood's gone, the engine's gone. It just has the side mounts, and what I was looking for was totally gone. Like what I needed for my air filter was essentially like going in, like if you went into the grocery store and said, "Hey, can I just buy the cap to this jug of milk? Like, I don't need the milk, I don't need the jug, I just need the cap." You know?
Yeah, that's what pick and pull is great for.
Yeah, and that's what I needed. Yeah. Like, I couldn't, unless I had to replace the whole fucking thing. It cost me $20, $2 to get in there, walk around the junkyard. You know, it was fun.
It's fun. It's like a little treasure land.
Exactly, with junk.
Yeah, junk land. You know,
junk land. I loved it though.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna find in there.
Yeah, you might find something really, really freaky.
Hadn't thought of that. Well, shit, man. Well, buddy, this is this is our 30th episode.
Is this our 30th episode? That's why it's going so well.
Yeah, it's going well. It's you're right.
Who? Yeah, got anybody in the chat room today?
Let's have a look.
What is Shazbot saying?
Shazbot, it's all tumbleweeds, my friend.
Oh,
so sorry.
Shit.
Guys, please follow and subscribe wherever you're watching. If this is YouTube, subscribe. If this is Twitch, follow and then subscribe. Do all that stuff, please. We really love you guys. Thanks for watching. Also, we all still like to say, if you have anything you want to send us, try to keep it clean, but send it over to morningaftertv@gmail.com. Or don't keep it clean. Honestly, I just get excited when I open the email and I see something, anything new in the inbox. So, anyway, this is the 30th episode of the Morning After. There's going to be some changes in the show's format coming up soon. We're going to have a season 2. We're going to eventually put a lid on season 1. And we're going to change the format a little bit. We've changed days already, but we don't want to burden you guys with too much new information, too many changes all at once. And it really, really bothers people.
It freaks people out.
It freaks people out. I get freaked out in those situations myself. I'm like, what's going on? Who? Stop. Anyway, I'm a sensitive kind of fellow, though. You've always known that about me.
I just want to give you a big old hug.
Yeah, and I love it, and I accept it. Thank you. While I'm being hugged by Big Joe, I'll say, so expect some changes in the show's format. Expect some different types of interviews. We're going to have a lot more of things to announce regarding those subjects very soon. So, I think we'll end the show for today. Joe, is there anything else that you wanted to say? I'm going to be gone next week, man. I'm going up to the Bay Area.
Ooh, what you doing up in the Bay Area?
We're recording another SRB album, another Stray Rebel Bullet album. Going to finish my parts. Very excited about that. Going to go work with the boys and Sam Pura at the Panda Studios. What a pro that guy is. So next week, we'll figure out what the show's gonna look like. So it's fine. Well, maybe I'll talk about this off the air with Big Joe.
Yeah, right. We already got it figured out. Season
Yeah,
2 is ready to roll right in.
That's right, baby. So expect a season 2 coming up, baby. It's gonna be different. It's gonna look different. It's gonna feel different, and we're gonna have new things for you to chew on. So I'm excited about that. And Big Joe, is there anything else you wanted to talk about today?
You know, other than just being excited about music, we got to check in about your music coming along. I really don't think I have anything else that I didn't blabble about today.
Yeah, yeah. Well, do you want to say thank you to the people, Joe? Because they always want to know how you feel about them.
You know what? Honestly, I don't. Can we just edit this part out? Can we
totally.
we redo this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. We'll start just without the thanking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to thank them. No, I'm
well,
just kidding.
Folks, that's
Thank
the
you.
show. Of course, he wouldn't leave you hanging like that. No way. Okay, guys, it's been fun. It's been another show. It's the morning after. We're gonna see you guys real soon, and thanks for joining us on another Thursday here. Tell your friends, follow us, and do all that good stuff. I love you, Big Joe. I love all you guys watching, and for Big Joe, I'm JP. Thanks for watching the morning after. We'll see you next week.